So I watched quite a few movies and I'd say I'm qualified to give my opinion on them, so I'll be ranking my top 10 favorite movies of all time in order. Before we start, I'd like to give some honorable mentions. The crime comedy Snatch by Guy Ritchie.
Did you understand a single word, Voyages?
The Sixth Sense by one-hit wonder M. Night Shyamalan.
I see dead people.
Formula 1 movie Rush by Ron Howard. The Facebook story The Social Network by David Fincher.
I don't understand.
Which part?
The psychopath Jake Gyllenhaal in Nightcrawler by Dan Gilroy.
My motto is, if you want to win the lottery, you have to make the money to buy a ticket.
The best Marvel series The Guardians of the Galaxy 1 by James Gunn.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know how this machine worked.
And the adventure comedy The Princess Bride by Rob Reiner.
Death is on the line!
Now on to the real list. At number 10, Gladiator. Badass Maximus, who becomes a gladiator in order to avenge his family.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?
Yes, Maximus, I was very entertained when watching this. This is a true classic with badass characters and good actors. A beautiful movie with an amazing soundtrack by Hans Zimmer, who will be recurring in this list. Number 9, Whiplash. Drummer gets pushed to his limits by J. Jonah Jameson. What does it mean to achieve greatness? What sacrifices will you have to make, and are you willing to give them up?
There are no two words in the English language more harmful than good job.
This movie is about everything except the drummer. So intense and amazing acting, it's really a must watch and quite short. Number 8, The Wolf of Wall Street. Leonardo DiCaprio does a lot of illegal stuff and gets very rich doing it, until he doesn't. I mean, this is a bit of a silly movie, but it's just so entertaining from start to finish with a 3-hour runtime. DiCaprio carries this movie like always, but he has a good supporting cast.
The real question is this. Was all this legal? Absolutely fucking not.
I like to think this movie has a nice message showing you how greed corrupts the mind. Number 7, Catch Me If You Can. Leonardo DiCaprio does a lot of illegal stuff and gets very rich doing it until he doesn't. Yeah, to be fair, this movie is pretty similar to Wolf of Wall Street and is also carried by Leonardo DiCaprio. Very entertaining from start to finish without a boring second. Just so well put together and engaging.
Dr. Harris,
Yes?
do you concur?
Concur with what, sir?
Number 6, The Lord of the Rings, The Return of the King. This is the last movie in the Lord of the Rings trilogy. The entire trilogy will probably never be topped, and The Return of the King was just a perfect ending to the story. Amazing world building and characters. Like Gollum is just so well written and carries this franchise.
You don't have any friends. Nobody likes you.
The CGI and fight scenes were also really ahead of their time, and the epicness of this movie will just not be topped. Number 5, The Prestige. Two magicians basically have a rivalry on who can become the ultimate wizard and try to outwit each other. I mean, the plot is just so amazing. Such a gripping story with many twists. Great performances and amazing direction by Christopher Nolan. Honestly, I can't say much without spoiling, but this movie is just a must watch for everyone. Number 4, Ratatouille. Schizo Rat controls a human so he can cook food. This is my favorite animation movie by far, and I don't think anything really comes close. I feel like this movie is a bit darker than your average kids movie and has a lot of heart. It also has a message that shows you if you have the talent, you can become anything you want, no matter the circumstances. The plot is original and the payoff in the end really makes this a classic for all ages. Also, rats are very cute.
Very well as a small business investor. He seems very happy.
How do you know?
Number 3, Django Unchained. The slave Jamie Foxx becomes a bounty hunter in order to free his wife from Leonardo DiCaprio's plantation. A western directed by Quentin Tarantino, one of my favorite directors. Every character in this movie was perfectly cast and put on an amazing performance.
Now, all you black folks, I suggest you get away from all these white folks. Not you, Stephen. You right where you belong.
Every scene with Jamie Foxx and Christopher Waltz is memorable. Gripping movie with a perfect soundtrack and also very funny. Close to perfection. Number 2, Fight Club.
The first rule of Fight Club is, you do not talk about Fight Club.
Schizo guy teams up with his homie to start a secret fight club with an interesting twist. This is a darker movie and has very interesting themes like violence, chaos, isolation and consumerism. The acting is amazing, the direction is amazing, perfect cinematography, pacing and editing. This is really a must watch twice. Number 1, The Dark Knight. Second movie in the Christopher Nolan Batman trilogy where the Bat goes up against the Joker. A dark and gripping story from the second until the end. I mean, this movie starts with a bank heist which makes you instantly hooked into the film. The perfect superhero movie. Heath Ledger's Joker performance is possibly the best acting there is on film to this day.
I stick a razor in my mouth and do this to myself. And you know what? She can't stand the sight of me. She leaves. Now I see the funny side. Now I'm always smiling.
The score by Hans Zimmer also matches this movie perfectly. Even if you don't like superhero movies, you will love this movie. True perfection. Thanks for watching to this point. Please share your own list in the comments and I'll rate them. See ya!